All right, we're back again with Dr. Judy Kuriansky. We're talking about the emotion and the psychiatry part of medicine. We haven't had too many psychiatrists over here, so that's why I thought like she would be appropriate for our health news and world health news. Robin Williams, you knew him, you have written about him. He was one of my favorites.
Of
and
course.
we have people in. I was in Cyprus, and one of my friends over there, we were talking about just making, good morning, Vietnam. And I should start this program with good morning, New York. But a happy guy, unbelievable talent, and yet depressed. And what is depression, and how do you detect it, and what went wrong over there?
Without giving a diagnosis to someone that's not fair, somebody in that situation has more not of just a depression, but a kind of manic depression. I mean, Robin was so talented. Everybody knows. I mean, he had that stream of consciousness. Whatever was in his mind came out of his mouth. And you to follow the different ways that his brain went was part of his talent and his compelling nature. On the opposite side, that kind of behavior can be called a word salad. It's almost manic, which is too much energy. And when a person has like a manic depression, it's very, very troubling. And it leads to all kinds of swings of behavior.
Is there a real cure for bipolar? I mean, I know we have medications and we can control it, but does it really ever go away? Do they ever get cured, or it's always...
it could be managed. So I'm glad, David, you said bipolar, because I used the manic depression as a phrase from years ago, and now it's become bipolar. And it really is a chemical imbalance a great deal. Nature nurtures something that is so prevalent in medicine as well as psychiatry and psychology. But the point is that when you have that extreme of a disorder, you could be cyclothymic. A lot of people, that's a fancy word. I love it, though. There you have ups and downs. But when it gets really serious, it's a chemical imbalance, and you need medication. I mean, Jane Pauley, who people know because she was the hostess of the Today Show, she was very open about saying she had manic depression, bipolar disorder, and she got treated. She was in a hospital, and you manage it. But people don't want to because they like the manic behavior.
Yeah.
They like when they've got so much energy that they can't stop, and they're up all night and they're creating and writing, and and he was but now with Robin, really he had a combination supposedly of things. He had trouble in his relationship. We were talking about a healthy relationship, but he had difficulties in his relationship. He had some money problems probably, and there was rumors about Parkinson's disease and the Lewy disease,
right,
which is like that, and that creates confusion. And when you value your performing, then
more pressure and stress on that.
Yes, and a lot of depression gets added to it. And so, in a moment of impulsivity, hanging yourself is very serious. It's not like taking pills and going to sleep, but there's a lot of psychology around how do people kill themselves.
Interestingly enough, from what I remember from studies, usually using drugs is the most popular way to go.
Yeah. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. The percentage of people who kill themselves use drugs. And
yet he hung himself, and I'm not a psychiatrist, and I don't want to get into your world, certainly, but I think he was he was so frustrated that he got to the point of no return and wanted to end it with some symbolic event. And I'm done, and I'm gone, and it was great knowing all of you, but I couldn't take it anymore.
Right. Well, it's always when you kill yourself, it's like, I can't take it anymore for that moment. And what we do really in the psychology field is that you try to get the person first of all to hold on one more time, to hold on that minute, because things can change, just after that moment if it's not that serious, and then they have to get definitely have to take medication. But this hanging yourself, every way that you try to kill yourself has some psychological dimension to it. If you shoot yourself, that's so aggressive and angry. If you're hanging yourself, I mean, especially if I put Robin on the couch, then it would be, okay, hanging yourself is a way of choking off your breath that you can't really speak. You're, to stopping talking. And that talking was so much a part of what he would do.
Was about.